Hello. My name is Maurice. I am an English student. This is my life story. I want to share it with you. You can listen and enjoy. You can also learn English naturally with my story. Today I will tell you about my childhood, school life, learning English, working, traveling, and meeting people. My story is long and full of experiences, so get comfortable and enjoy. I was born in a small town. I had a happy childhood. I lived with my parents and my little brother. Every morning, I woke up early and played in the garden. I loved reading books. My favorite books were about adventures, mysteries, and journeys to faraway lands. I remember reading a book about a boy who sailed across the ocean. I dreamed of traveling too. At home, my mother taught me how to cook simple meals. She also taught me how to plant flowers in the garden. I loved watching the flowers grow. My father loved music. He played the guitar every evening. I liked listening to him. Music made me happy and calm. In school, I liked to draw and paint. I also liked learning new words. My teachers were kind and patient. Sometimes I was shy, but I liked to ask questions. I had a few close friends. We played games, read books together, and imagined stories. I remember one summer my family went to the countryside. We walked in the fields, saw rivers, and watched birds fly in the sky. It was very beautiful. I learned that the world is full of wonders. I remember a small incident when I was 7. I saw a cat stuck on a tree. I was scared, but I wanted to help. I climbed slowly and rescued the cat. My parents were proud. I learned that courage helps in small and big moments. When I grew older, I started going to a bigger school in the city. I met many new friends. We played football, read books, and studied English together. I liked English because it was a new language. I wanted to speak English fluently. Sometimes English was difficult. I did not understand many words. I tried my best to learn. I listened to songs and watched movies in English. I wrote small stories in English too. My teachers encouraged me. They said, learning a new language is like planting a tree. It grows little by little. I remember one lesson about animals. Our teacher asked us to describe our favorite animal. I said, I like cats. Cats are soft and fast. Cats are funny. My classmates laughed and shared their stories. I was happy because I spoke English even if it was simple. During school, I joined the school library club. I loved reading books about history and geography. I learned about other countries, cultures, and languages. I dreamed of traveling to these countries one day. When I was 18, I moved to London to study English. I was excited but nervous. Everything was new: streets, people, shops, and sounds. I joined a school for English students. My teacher was young and friendly. She said, the best way to learn English is to use it every day. We had interesting lessons. We spoke about our hobbies, our dreams, and our favorite places. I met students from Brazil, Japan, Russia, and Italy. We shared our stories in English. I practiced every day. I read books, watched films, and listened to music. I spoke to strangers even if I made mistakes. Every day I improved a little. I remember my first conversation with a stranger. I went to a small cafe. I wanted to order tea. I said, I want tea, please. The barista smiled and said, of course. Would you like sugar? I nodded and said, yes, please. I felt happy. I could communicate in English. I also explored London. I visited parks, museums, and libraries. I tried to talk to people in English. Sometimes I misunderstood words. Sometimes people laughed gently. I did not feel embarrassed. I learned that mistakes are part of learning. While studying, I needed a job. I started working in a small cafe. I was nervous. I did not have experience. But my boss was kind and helpful. She taught me how to prepare coffee, serve customers, and clean tables. At first, I made mistakes. I spilled coffee, forgot some orders, and mixed sugar and tea. My boss smiled and said, it is okay. You will learn. I learned quickly. I spoke English with customers and colleagues. I learned new words every day. I met people from different countries. I discovered many cultures. Working in the cafe helped me improve my English and confidence. One evening, a customer asked me about the city. I explained some places I visited. I used simple words, but the customer understood me. I felt proud. I realized that using English is better than studying grammar alone. During holidays, I traveled to different cities in England. I took trains, buses, and walked in towns. I met many people. I spoke English with shopkeepers, waiters, and tourists. One day on a train I met two women. They spoke English very well. I was nervous, but I tried to speak. They understood me. We talked about my life and their jobs. They gave me their phone numbers and invited me to visit them in England. That day I felt proud. Speaking English helped me connect with people. I also visited small towns. I watched rivers, hills, and old buildings. I tried to talk to local people. I learned many words. Every conversation made me more confident. Traveling and speaking every day helped me learn faster than books alone. Chapter 6. Learning Techniques. At school, my teacher taught us special methods. She said reading books helps with vocabulary. She said shadowing, repeating after native speakers, helps with pronunciation. She also taught thinking aloud. Thinking aloud means speaking your thoughts in English. It is very effective. Elizabeth, a student from Italy, shared her experience. She learned English at home. She read, shadowed, and thought in English. She said, practice every day. Don't worry about mistakes. Her story inspired me. I started using thinking aloud too. I practiced every day. I read for 30 minutes in the morning. I listened to English songs in the afternoon. I spoke with friends in the evening. Every day I improved a little. I learned that small steps every day lead to big progress. At first I made many mistakes. I forgot words. My sentences were simple. Sometimes people laughed, but I did not care. I focused on speaking and expressing my ideas. Over time, my English improved. I could speak with friends, teachers, and even strangers. I understood films without subtitles. I read books easily. I could write simple emails. I felt proud of my progress. I learned that persistence and practice are the keys to success. Mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake helps you improve. Speaking English every day makes your language stronger. I joined a football team at school. I played with students from Brazil, Japan, Russia, Spain, and Italy. We laughed, shared stories, and practiced English together. I also liked reading adventure and mystery books. I listened to English music and watched movies. I wrote short stories about my life. Every day I tried to learn new words and phrases. Slowly, my English became natural. Speaking English became part of my daily life. I learned many lessons from my journey. Practice is more important than perfection. Mistakes are normal and helpful. Reading, listening, and speaking every day help a lot. Meeting people and traveling improves language skills. I also learned to enjoy the process. Learning English is not only about words or grammar. It is about communication, expression, and confidence. It is about connecting with the world. Today I am happy with my English. I still learn new words and phrases. I still practice every day. My life story shows that learning English is a journey. Every day, every conversation, every book helps. Remember, you can learn English too. Start with small steps. Speak, listen, read, and enjoy. Don't fear mistakes. Use English in your life. Be patient. Keep learning. One day you will feel proud of your progress. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it inspires you to practice English every day.